hauntedflower.com and hauntedflowerreviews.com, and today I have another 3 titles here to review for you. We've got Something Borrowed, Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copy, Jane Eyre on DVD, and Tactical Force on DVD. And we'll just start with Tactical Force. This was released on DVD on August 9th, and it stars Stone Cold Steve Austin. Also featured in the cast are Michael J. White and Keith Jardine. This movie is ridiculous. You're expected to believe that Stone Cold leads up this actual police force. They're crazy. First scene, to establish how badass they are in a hostage situation. And Stone Cold picks up the phone to negotiate with the bad guys. He listens to them for about a minute and then says, oh yeah, we're just gonna come in and shoot you. So the punishment for this group after this ridiculous incident is to go through this class again. During their training, they end up running into some real criminals with a real exchange for a mystery item that I'm not even sure we ever found out what it is. The movie just isn't really about story. It's all about violence. I'm pretty sure this was straight to DVD, and with good reason. It's really not a very good movie. It couldn't really hold my attention, and I'm a person that likes crazy action movies, but I like crazy action movies that have a point. By no means is this Stone Cold's fault. He did everything he's supposed to do in the movie, and the movie is just very poorly written. For your special features, you get a behind-the-scenes inside Tactical Force talking about the movie. And look, our characters are different from each other. Stone Cold and Michael J. White each have a distinctive fighting style. Also, there's an extra called Fight Sequence. I was thinking to myself, what could this be? Maybe it's explaining how they did one of the fights, or a few of them or something. No, it's every violent bit from the movie. Punch, kick, shots fired, explosions, everything. So actually, instead of watching the movie, maybe you can just watch this feature, see all the violence that was in the movie, because there wasn't a lot of story or characters or anything like that. Sorry, Stone Cold, but I don't recommend it. But I still like you, because you're the rattlesnake, and that's cool. Next is Jane Eyre. This takes a beloved classic literature novel and transforms it into a movie. I have not read said novel, but it was very interesting watching the trailer and seeing that there's something spooky about it. I really liked all the gothic elements thrown in. I wish they'd actually pushed it a little bit more. Jane Eyre is played by Maya Wasikowska, who was in The Kids Are All Right and the star of Alice in Wonderland. She grows up to become a governess at Thornfield Hall, where she meets Rochester, who is played by Michael Fassbender, who was recently Magneto in X-Men First Class. They have a strange relationship because he's kind of moody and she has difficulty reading him. He says things quite plainly about how he finds her intriguing and wants to talk to her and find out more about her. You can tell there's some sort of chemistry between the characters, at least the dialogue would suggest it. I'm not sure if there was a ton of chemistry between the actors, but they really tried to go for it. The kissing scenes were like they were trying to eat each other's faces. It was a little strange. He is hiding a big dark secret, and you won't find out about it till near the end of the movie. This movie is already 2 hours long, but when I watched the deleted scenes, for once I was like, I'm so upset that they deleted them. First of all, 2 or 3 of the scenes have lines that were in the trailer. Lines that made the movie intriguing to me in the first place did not make it into the film. And I guess they felt maybe it was giving away too much too soon. They really wanted to give you nothing about the secret so it would be a complete surprise. But I really liked the leading up to it things because they're mysterious and they make you guess. And I wish those scenes had been in the movie because they were actually really, really good. And it made me believe this relationship. There's also a look inside the movie, a behind the scenes kind of featurette talking about the movie, the actors. There's a feature on the score, how they came up with the score. Also the lighting, how they lit everyone by candlelight and from below to be really spooky. And then there's feature commentary with the director, Cary Fukunaga. I really like Pride and Prejudice. I really like Sense and Sensibility. This movie isn't quite either of those. I think it's worth a rental, but I was a little disappointed with this. Last is Something Borrowed. Something Borrowed was based on a book and every romantic comedy ever written. The premise is that Ginnifer Goodwin here ends up with the man she's been crushing on since law school, here, Colin Egglesfield, on her 30th birthday. She finally kind of admits a little bit of her feelings to him after being drunk, and oops, they fell into bed together. The big problem, he is engaged to her very, very best friend, Kate Hudson, who is being Kate Hudson in this movie. I think the only unique thing that this movie did was, instead of making Kate Hudson a villain 100% of the time, it scaled back to 80%. For example, during the 30th birthday party that she's throwing for her best friend, she has pictures of herself everywhere, and she talks about everything to do with her friend in relation to herself. Also, Ginnifer has a best friend here, played by Jon Krasinski from The Office, and he is the guy who points out everything that's going on in the movie and is the voice of the audience. Because as I was sitting there watching the movie saying, why is she doing this? Why is she putting up with this? If she really liked this guy, then she would fight for him or make him actually commit to being with her. Anything. There are so many scenes that really could have been cut out of this movie because it is far longer than it needs to be. It has, you know, the Blu-ray, the DVD, the digital copy. There's a feature called Something Old where all of the actors talk about what it's like to turn 30. There are on-location tours with the author, Emily Giffen. And there's also Marcus's Guide to the Ladies, where this guy offers pointers on how to charm women. And there's additional scenes. Yes, this movie had even more scenes, which didn't need to be there. And a gag reel. I recommend maybe renting it once and never again. So out of these movies, I think the winner actually has to be Jane Eyre, because it's a classic, it's literature, it's interesting, and you might get something more out of it. But this is kind of like a guilty pleasure, girls' night home type of movie, so you can do that too. I'm just a lot harder on these movies than most women, because I want people to be smart in movies, and they are so rarely smart in romantic comedies. Ooh. So that's my reviews for Something Borrowed, Jane Eyre, and Tactical Force. I hope you enjoyed them and gave you a little something to decide about renting in the future. And I hope you'll see me next time for another movie, anime, or TV review. Bye! For more reviews and to find out about free contest giveaways, go to hauntedflowerreviews.com. My reviews are also available as a podcast on iTunes. Search for Haunted Flower Reviews and subscribe and leave us feedback and comments. Our store is hauntedflower.com, where we specialize in fantastic licensed apparel from movies, TV shows, video games, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower and Twitter at haunted_flower. If you're local to the Indianapolis area, visit indiemojo.com for details on how you can win free screening passes.